I think it's amazing how things within the environment, whether like posters and T-shirts and things that were meant to influence us to buy or try different things. It's kind of interesting, and it's kind of interesting how even those things linger through time. I remember in the 90s, used to see and hear a lot about the this band called The Clash, and this particularly, I remember going to the video store, and they used to have a poster. This particular poster was this one here. Well, obviously this is the album cover, but this album cover was made into a poster, and was always I didn't know what all that was about, and I think later on, I think I was semi-aware of The Clash through the song "Rock the Casbah," so it was an interesting sort of discovery for me, because a lot of The Clash's albums, they progressed, not a heap, but they progressed quite a bit, and this one was no exception. I was looking up Wikipedia, and they've got a lot of different stats about the whole thing. This came out in the UK in 1979. It says it's a sound of new wave. Reflects on the band's growing styles beyond their punk roots, including reggae, rockabilly, ska, New Orleans R&B, pop, lounge, jazz, and hard rock. It's what people. Well, I'm sure if you lived in Britain at the time, in the UK at the time, that you'd they were tough times. That unemployment was certainly, it was rampant. It was everywhere. A lot of people were rather suffering, and it was very tough, just a tough time to be alive for a lot of people. So it brings me to this particular record. And let's have a look at the back. I love those. They're like performance shots. I guess you'd call them performance shots. There's Mick Jones. Always liked Mick Jones. You know, Mick Jones went on to Big Audio Dynamite and Bad 2. Big Audio Dynamite, I think it just had a slightly different... what would you say? The people in the band were different. That's what I'm going to say. Mick Jones was Joe Strummer. We're just talking about Mick Jones. Joe Strummer was, from my understanding and what I've read online, he was the punk element, and they were the two driving forces in the band for me. Not that I'm trying to disrespect the other two members of the group, and but yeah, they were certainly the Lennon-McCartney of the group. I really can't fault this album at all. This is before I forget, this is a 5-star album. It's got London Calling. I mean, that is the best opening of an album I believe I've ever heard. But then again, I'll probably think of some later. But Brand New Cadillac, it pretty much just keeps the pace. Even the songs that are considered the not as good as songs, like Jimmy Jazz. Jimmy Jazz, I'm going to say I'm Not Down. That's on the fourth side, the second side of the second record. But that they're both rockin' unreal hits. We've got on the end of the side one, Hateful and Rudy Can't Fail. They're absolute diabolical songs. I honestly think, well, it depends on if you want to say, I guess it was made in the 70s, you could argue, but it's possibly in the US it came out in 1980. But I think you could argue the fact this is probably one of the best albums of the 70s. Not the best, but it'd be definitely in a at least a top 10. It's fantastic. Some of my favourite songs. I mean, you could talk about all of them. I love Clamp Down. If you've never heard this album, this is definitely something that should be experienced. And look, it's like anything. You've got to experience it in the right mood. That's the good thing about music. There's always a sound for a mood. And well, while we're having a chat here, might pull out the old vinyl and I'll show you the vinyl. Might actually listen to this a bit later on. Is there any trouble with showing them on camera? They look filthy. Anyway, my copy sounds okay. It sounds good enough for me. Some are probably looking at it and going, "What the is that?" Looks like I got some crummy inner sleeves. What's up with that? But anyway, I might actually just leave that out. They might actually need a clean. I wonder if I've ever cleaned it. Anyway, that was that's most of the review. Yeah, check this out. From the albums I've heard, I honestly think this is their best. And I'm sorry that it keeps shaking. It's on the table, and sometimes I get a bit excited, and it ends up rocking the camera. But to just finish off, the other songs, Guns of Brixton, Spanish Bombs. Look, you just cannot go wrong. As I said, if you haven't heard it, stream it, buy it, listen to it. It's what they say is the GOAT. It's super duper. That's certainly not what they say now. That sounds like something they said about 30 years ago. But anyway, it gets a high recommendation from me. And I'm glad you watched this video. Please consider liking and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching. And I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.